Welcome to Whippoorwill Holler. I'm Miss Lori and this is Mr. Brown. We live in the hills of Arkansas. We love the Lord. Keepers of the old way, but accept some of the new. We love to cook and we love to eat. We love to garden. It's in our blood. It's how we stay sustainable and fill our pantry. We do a lot of canning and preserving. We live a sustainable life. We love our family. We work hard. And every once in a while, we like to dance. So y'all join us. You can have these delicious, quick hamburger buns and hot dog buns done before you can load up and run to town and save gas. Last week we did go on a trip to Kentucky, and we're going to share that with you at the end of this video, so y'all stay with us. It was a very good trip, and we had a good time. But we're going to be making some quick hamburger and hot dog buns. So if you ran out, you don't want to go to the store, or you just don't want to eat, store-bought hamburger buns or whatever, or you just, like me, sometimes you just don't want to run to Walmart or wherever just to get buns. This is a quick bun recipe, and there's no first or second rise on it or nothing like that, so you'll get these done pretty quick and they're really good. So let's get started on our hamburger and hot dog buns, and then we'll sit down and we'll talk a little bit, or just talk a little bit about our trip to Kentucky. I think y'all enjoy it. Okay, you're going to need a cup of warm water. And I've got 2 tablespoons of instant yeast. I'm just going to stir that up a little bit. Now this yeast has been in my freezer for a while. In fact, it was out of date. But it's been in a sealed bag in the freezer, and it's supposed to stay good. And we'll see. It smells good. So I think it's hopefully still active, but I'm using instant yeast. So that's 2 tablespoons. Well, I just found out that my yeast is still good, because I walked over here and it had just poofed up all over the place. You can see it's still good. Doing good, and it's been in the freezer all this time. And I'm going to show y'all what I use. This is from the Midnight store, and it's dated May of 2022, and it's still good because I kept it in the freezer. And in fact, I put it in a quart jar with lid on, put it back in the freezer. So this is from the Mennonite store. Instant yeast, good stuff. So you can see after 3 years it's still good. So I'm going to add my oil. I've got some avocado oil here. You can use olive oil or vegetable oil, whichever kind you want. There's a third of a cup. I'm going to add it to my water and my yeast, since my yeast is, I know it's good now. I also have 1 egg. I'm just going to break it up a little bit. Put my egg in there. Some of y'all have asked me about this different pottery that I use. A lot of this pottery I get at flea markets, and some of it I've gotten at Hardy at some of the, there used to be a pottery shop there, but it's gone now. But some of the stores that are in Hardy, Arkansas have this. I'm going to just kind of stir this up a little bit. Kind of stir that egg up a little bit. Then I'm going to get my honey. I'm going to be using honey in this recipe, and I need about 2 tablespoons. If you don't want to use honey, you can use sugar or use a sugar substitute if you want to. If you don't want that honey taste to your hamburger bun, but it's really subtle. It's not a I use honey in most of my homemade bread that I bake every week. In fact, I knew I was getting low on yeast because I made bread yesterday. We come in from Kentucky and I needed to make some bread. I'll put just a little bit more. And so that's why I got that yeast out of the freezer. And I did test it. And it done well, but I just had to make sure again before I started this recipe. I'm going to stir this up just a little bit. Like I said, you don't have to use honey. In fact, you can use either sugar substitute, or you can use maple syrup if you want to, if you just want it to, you know, to have that little bit of, not really sweet bread taste, but it just helps it a little bit. So let's see, we got all that in there. Got our egg, our oil, our honey, yeast, water. Now we need 3 cups of all-purpose flour or bread flour, whichever one you want to use. Have y'all ever used warm flour when you're making bread? When I was heating my oven up, now you can't keep it in there very long. This is 3 cups of bread flour. You can use all-purpose. As it was heating, you know, it's just a low heat, and I stuck it in there for just about 1 minute and just kind of warmed it up in its bowl. Just kind of, you know, just warmed a touch, but you can't leave it in there too long because you'll toast your flour, which is not a bad thing. But if you warm your flour, sometimes it just makes better bread. Okay, now I'm going to put a teaspoon of salt. So I'm going to go over my ingredients again, and I'm going to give some of this ingredients in grams too, because I have people that's watching me in other countries that need the recipe in grams. So I got 2 tablespoons of yeast, which is 6 to 6.2 grams. Got a cup of warm water, 240 grams. A 1/3 cup of oil, which is about 64 grams. 2 tablespoons of honey, 42 grams. 1 egg. 3 cups of all-purpose or bread flour, which is 360 grams. And 1 teaspoon of salt, 6 grams. And I've got my oven heating at 425. So now we're going to turn the mixture on. We're going to mix it up. I'm going to just kind of scrape the sides down, because if the dough is going to be a little bit shaggy, but if you think it's too shaggy, just too wet, you may have to add you another tablespoon of flour or 2. But you want to mix it until it starts pulling away from the bowl. Oh, but it's still sticky. So I'm going to add a tablespoon. Turn it back on. Now you can see how that dough's not wanting to, the dough ball's not wanting to stay. So I'm going to put 1 more tablespoon. You don't want to get too much or you'll have a very dense dough. So I probably won't put no more in this. I know that I said that at a tablespoon, but we're going to stop at 2 tablespoons. I'm going to let it come together, then I'm just going to let it knead for about 5 to 6 minutes. Y'all, this dough is so soft. It's going to make some good hamburger buns. Now this recipe makes 8 hamburger buns or 8 hot dog buns But I'm going to do a little bit of both. Just going to flour my hands just a little bit. It's going to be a little bit sticky. But you don't want to put too much flour on it, because it'll just make your dough too stiff, too dense. We're just going to gather our dough up. Just kind of bring it all, fold it all to the middle. Just kind of pinch it together. Turn it over and just kind of roll it around. Push and pull, push and pull. And it'll round off for you. It don't have to be perfect. This is such a good dough. Now what I'm needing is probably about 5 hamburger buns and just about 3 hot dog buns. Because I know what I'm going to need them for this week. And the middle of that dough is going to be sticky, so I really need to get some flour on my bench scraper. I'm going to cut this about in half. Cut it in 4s. Then cut each one until you've got 8 pieces. So if you needed more than 8 buns, of course you can double the recipe. And see how sticky the inside of that dough is. So just gather your piece of your dough. Just kind of gather it up and then just pinch it in the middle. Gather it up and pinch it in the middle. Then you can kind of round it off in your hand, the palm of your hand, or just put it on the counter and just kind of push and pull until it's rounded off. Like I said, don't have to be perfect. I'll probably make Mr. Brown's hamburger bun a little bit bigger than mine. He can have a Papa Bear bun and I'll have a little Mama Bear bun. Just gather it up. Till you get it the way you want it. Just continue making your buns, whether they're hamburger buns or hot dog buns, whichever you're making, or if you're making both. Okay, I've got all of them pretty much made. We're going to make one more hot dog bun, and I just gather it up like I did the hamburger bun. Just pinch it in the middle, gather it up, and kind of roll it. And then I'm just going to roll it around under my hand. And then I'm going to take both hands and I'm just going to kind of roll from the middle out to the edge till I get it about the size of a bun that I want. Now these buns are going to puff up pretty good even though you didn't let them rise. It's a really good recipe. Okay, what I'm going to do now, you see I've got 3 hot dog buns and 5 hamburger, and that's what I need for the week. So I've got an egg wash. I've just got 1 beaten egg with just a little bit of water in it. We're just going to brush the tops and the sides of each bun. That way to have a pretty golden, shiny top to it. I'll tell you, once you ever make your own hamburger buns, hot dog buns, you just won't go back store-bought anymore. I mean, it's just the convenience. We all know that, of store-bought. And sometimes you got to. Sometimes you ain't got time, but I'm telling you, these right here are going to take less than 40 minutes from start to finish. And you'll be that quick making you a good old homemade hamburger. So there we go. Just brush them good like that. That way you'll get a good golden top to it. Okay, I'm going to take just a little bit of sea salt. This is just optional. You can take some sesame seeds, poppy seeds, just anything like that. Or nothing at all, just leave it just plain. But a little bit of sea salt on top be really good. Okay, we got them done and ready for the oven. 425 degrees for about 8 minutes. Our buns are out of the oven. It took about 10 minutes in my oven at 425. You just have to watch them, make sure they don't get too brown. Look how perfect they look. A little sea salt on top. Such a good recipe. And they're soft. Makes really soft buns. It's going to make a really good Polish sausage in there with some sauerkraut and some bell peppers and onions. It's going to be good. I'm going to show y'all how soft they are. Really soft buns. They rose really good too. But you know, they got 2 tablespoons of instant yeast in them, so they're going to do pretty good. And I hope y'all try it. I think you really like it. I'm just going to let them sit on this rack and cool off. Now that they're cooled off, I'm going to show you how I'm going to cut my hot dog bun. I'm not going to cut it at the side, I'm going to cut it at the top. And I'm just going to spread it open like this. Not all the way to the bottom, though. Make sure you don't cut through it. And then we're going to cut my little hamburger bun in half. Whoops. And there's your hamburger buns. Soft and ready for a good old beef patty in there. And tomato. Boy, it'd be good with a good old garden tomato. Well, that's going to be a while, though. Probably not till July. The Reed Dossey House in Brownsville, Kentucky. Bed and breakfast. We had a wonderful time. Wonderful place to stay. Sit back, I can't see you. So we left out last Monday for Kentucky.
To Brownsville and Cub Run.
And that's right in the middle. Well, Cub Run is pretty much in the middle of Amish communities. And, you know, sometimes, and really most of the time, and a lot of other creators can say the same thing. You know, we've been on YouTube, had a channel for how many years? I think it may be going on 9. Is it 9? I can't even remember now.
I don't even know how old I am, much less how long you've been on here.
Anyways, over the years we've made lots and lots of friendships, and this one was just another one of those really, not just friendship, but just almost like family. And this couple has, well, Laura, she's watched our channel, I think, 4 or 5 years. And we started talking back and forth and messaging each other, and we just become very close. And she was always a big encouragement to me, and she still is. And we just had a lot in common, and we just always talked about one of these days, we're going to meet each other personally. And there were several times that we thought about going, but it just didn't work out. So I thought, I'm just going to schedule the month and the day, and we're just going to go to Kentucky and see our friends that we haven't got to physically meet yet. And it just worked out that we got to go. Finally, it worked out. And they are really a wonderful couple, and Laura and Rob, and they invited us to their home, and they fed us, and we just spent a few days together, and we had just a really good time. It was so comfortable because, as long as me and Laura's been talking to each other, messaging each other, and, she's the kind of person that every morning she tells me good morning. And throughout the day, she's probably going to send me some kind of little happy face or, hope you're having a good day. And then at night, she always tells me good night. So I hear from Laura at least 2 or 3 times every day. So you just get that connection. And so we did. We decided to go.
And her and I also text each other once in a while.
Yeah.
She checks on me once in a while.
Yeah, she does. And we finally got to meet Rob, her husband. And he is a really, really good person. Nice person. Him and Danny hit it off just fine. And it was just like we knew each other forever. And we just went and we sit and ate together. We talked, and we went shopping, and it was just like, good old times, like we'd known each other forever. And but before we went, I was trying to find a place for us to stay. And the closest place was a hotel in Elizabethtown, and that's about an hour's away from Cub Run. And I really didn't want to be that far, because I knew we'd be going back and forth several days to see them. And so I just went to Google and typed in bed and breakfast around Cub Run. And lo and behold, the first one that popped up was the Reed Dossey House in Brownsville, Kentucky.
Which was about 30 minutes.
About 30 minutes from Laura and Rob. And it sits, the Amish are all around this area. It's a sweet town, and it was just, I enjoyed it so much. It seemed like a slow-paced little town, didn't it?
It is.
Because, it's one of them towns that, I don't remember what the population was, but it's Brownsville, Kentucky. And there's no Walmart, no big box store there. It's just your simple little country town. And I really enjoyed it.
Which has quite a bit of history.
Has a lot of history.
Cub Run has a lot of history.
And there's several things to do around that area. There's Mammoth Cave. We didn't go there. We didn't really have, we didn't stay all week there. And we wanted to spend our days, with Laura and Rob. So we didn't go do it. Maybe, sometime when we go back, maybe I don't know. Danny may have to do it, but
you ain't going to go in
I don't know if I can do it because Miss Lori is very claustrophobic. Bad. You can ask Mr. Brown, it's bad. And it's getting worse for some reason. But anyways, it's a sweet little town, and all the surrounding towns, it's farmland. Let's see, they mostly grow corn there.
Yeah, that's what we mostly seen was corn.
This part of Kentucky, there wasn't a lot like your tobacco farms or nothing like that. That's probably on the other side of Kentucky. This was mostly corn and stuff like that. Rolling hills, beautiful homes, and a lot of nice people. And we also went to, Laura took me to, and if I can get the name, I'm going to put it up here, because I'm going to ask her the name of this Amish store. It was not too far from Cub Run, and it had the grocery store with all your groceries, and then the other Amish store just right beside it, you could walk right to it, was all your, just anything you would need for off-grid living or just any kind of household essentials. I mean, I stayed in there for a long time. A lot of good stuff in there. And then right there in that same area, Danny,
Same parking lot.
same parking lot, was an Amish run sporting
Outdoor store, yeah.
outdoor store. And Danny said it was really nice, wasn't it?
It really was. You would have thought you went into a Cabela's or a Bass Pro, but they actually had a lot of stuff like that I would use, and I actually bought some baits in there of the brands that I used, some colors that I hadn't even seen. So it was for a small area store, it was really big. Of course, they're on the Lake Nolan there.
Yeah. Yeah, there's Lake Nolan. There's also...
I think that's over a 5,000 acre lake.
Yeah. And it's pretty. We only seen just little bits of it, but...
and it's low right now.
Is that where we went down to the dam?
Yeah, I went down to the dam where they feed it out.
Yeah.
And it's not that particular dam was not an electric dam. It was just a dam.
And then there were several rivers. There was Green River, and I don't remember the other ones. So you got rivers, you got lake, you got Mammoth Cave, you got just beautiful. Just driving around, you see a lot, because you see a lot of some of the older Kentucky homes and just a lot of nice places. I think the farms, to me, are beautiful. And so the bed and breakfast we stayed in, they absolutely spoiled me and Mr. Brown.
Didn't feel right, did it?
Oh, it was like, I guess because I've never stayed in a bed and breakfast, but this bed and breakfast was very special. And they got, go ahead.
The home was built in 1893.
Beautiful, beautiful old home.
12-foot ceilings. And
the thing of it is, they don't host a lot of people at the same time. You're their main focus.
We were the only couple there.
So you go in and you get this beautiful room, and
very nice.
It's kind of in a little private part of the house where you can go if you're wanting to go in and out like we did. We were gone, all day most days, and wouldn't come in till after 8 o'clock at night. And so you had your own little door to go in, and but the rooms are beautiful. The house is beautiful. I mean, I even snuck into the kitchen for a minute, and she let me look around the kitchen, and I just loved it. We set out of course it did, Kentucky while we was there, and they're in a drought too in that area, but they actually got rain most of the days that we were there, didn't they?
Wednesday.
It was a slow, steady rain, and they needed that so bad. And
we left out on Thursday, so it was started Wednesday afternoon, and I had 1.5 inches Thursday morning, and it was still raining when we left. So we didn't even get 2 tenths here.
No, we're still needing rain horribly.
Everything is going around us.
It's either going south of us or north of us. But anyways, the Reed Dossey House. It's if you're ever in that area, you have to look it up. The couple Tony and Sharon, they absolutely spoiled us a beautiful breakfast. I mean, she makes her own homemade, sweetbreads. She had a whole array of her homemade jams and syrups. And, they put all this out for you to at breakfast time. And, of course, you got your coffee. And if you wanted juice and they had, your fruit, they always started you out with a really beautiful dish of fruit like raspberries and strawberries with whipped cream and stuff like that. And Tony would bring out little triangle cut toast, and you would take each little toast so you could taste each little jam that Sharon had made. So it was so good. And then she would bring you out, like the first morning that we ate breakfast there, she brought out she has raspberry bushes, so she brought out fresh raspberry bread, and it was good, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And then the next morning she made raspberry popovers and banana bread. And, of course, then when you're done with all that,
they bring out the real meal.
They bring out the main course of the breakfast, and of course you get to order, the night before what you'd like, and
how you want your eggs.
How you want your eggs. You want scrambled over easy. If you want bacon or ham or sausage, and we had French toast made out of brioche. It's so good, and there's no way you can. There's no way you can eat all of it. There's so much. It was like a breakfast fit for a king and queen, was it not? Not even just the food, but the way that the table was just beautifully set. And now this is what made me feel so special, is any room that I was in, anywhere I was at, she would make sure I had a vase of at least one rose, or sometimes 2 or 3 or 4 roses. So when I sit at the table for breakfast, there was a rose in a little vase sitting by my plate. And then there would be another, bouquet of roses, sitting on the table. There was real roses in my bedroom, in the room we stayed in. And there was even roses that she had put in little vases in the bathroom. So everywhere you went, you just felt special. She just made you feel special. So it's just one of them places that
I would highly recommend it if you're if you need to stay. It wasn't but like an hour and a half to Louisville and 45 minutes to Bowling Green.
Yeah, and then I don't even know if that's right. We're just kind of guessing here.
It's something like that. We wasn't going either one of them places. We did go to Elizabethtown and went
Is that where
antiquing.
Yeah. Is that where we ate Chinese food?
That's where we ate Chinese
We ate lunch, we was out. And we did go to some flea markets, and I'm going to show you some pictures there. A sweet little town there. Sit right by the railroad tracks, and then they had the little cafe.
Whistle Stop Cafe.
We wasn't hungry then, but we did go in there and get us something to drink, and it was a really old, all them buildings around there are old, and some really nice flea markets around there, so I did get to go shopping a little bit, and it was fun, and just had a good day. So our main reason for going to Kentucky was to meet with Laura and Rob. They're very special to us, and just I'm so glad that we finally got to go.
Yeah, and we've been talking about it for 3 years?
For a long time, and just situations and things you just can't take off all the time.
No, we had our grandson last year born.
Yeah, but we did have a neighbor that come and took care of, Hank, and took care of the chickens and everything around here that need to be taken care of. So thank you very much if you're watching for watching over the place and taking care of everything. We appreciate it. But I think Danny had a good time too.
Oh yeah, I had a good time.
And
we went down the road that Laura and Rob live on. Back in that area is about 75% Amish, and right by their house is a newer Amish little place there, and we went down to the real nice horse barn, and I got to pet the horses. So
you like that, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
And speaking of that, that's what Laura does for a living. Is she is one of the, I don't even know what you would call it. She
A
drives.
taxi for the Amish.
Yeah, she drives the Amish around, and she stays busy doing it. They call her every day, needing to go doctor visits, or if they need to go to the store, or go into one of the bigger towns. They call Laura, and that's what she does. So she knows them very well. And then Wednesday afternoon, Laura and Rob put a big Boston butt on the smoker the night before.
I think it cooked for like 15 hours.
And it was so good, y'all. It was really good and tender. And Laura made potato salad and baked beans. And
it was delicious.
Let's see, she even made her mama's recipe, I think she told me, for baked macaroni and cheese, but instead of putting it in the oven, she put it in the smoker and let it smoke a little bit. But it was really good macaroni and cheese, y'all, and I hope to get that recipe, because if I do, I'm probably going to make it, and I may make a video with it, because it's got Gouda and some, I think, cheddar, but it was really, I'm not a big macaroni and cheese person, but this was really good. I even went and got seconds on it. It was so good. And her friends, her Amish friends that she takes somewhere probably pretty much every day, Mary and Dave, they even come Wednesday and ate supper with us. So we got to visit with an Amish couple, and we really enjoyed ourselves, didn't we?
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun.
He and I talked horses quite a bit.
Yeah.
And they were originally from western New York. Mm-hmm. Not too far from Erie, Pennsylvania. And they had moved in I don't know how long they've been there, 5 or, I don't know, but they've been there for a while.
But we had a wonderful time. Like I said, the trip was really to go see my friend Laura and her husband Rob, but it turned into so much more. And
they really pampered us.
Yes. So
we got pampered at the bed and breakfast, and we got pampered at Laura and Rob's too.
Yes, we did. But I really talk highly of this Reed Dossey House, this bed and breakfast in Brownsville, Kentucky. If you're even just going through Kentucky to go somewhere else, or you're traveling Kentucky, you have to check it out, and you have to stay there. I mean, you will not be disappointed at all.
Of course, I think they call it dinner, but they fix what we call supper. They'd also fix that if you so desire. It's a little more cost, but we didn't do that because we were eating at Laura and Rob's all the time. But
we would have, though. I mean,
it wouldn't have been no problem.
But
so they were cooking something Italian when we went in.
Yeah, the house smelled so good.
We went in that afternoon, and she was cooking something Italian. I know that. The
house is so beautiful because I love old houses like that, especially the colonial style, or what do you even call that style? I know it's, them old homes in Kentucky. It's a 2-story, 1893, the wraparound porch, and
it sits way up on a hill.
Sits way up on the hill where you
can see, you look off down into the town. And
a lot of history behind it too.
Oh yeah.
And it's just really nice. And when we do go back, hopefully they won't be booked up, and we'll be able to stay there again. I told them that we'll be back, and hopefully.
I give them a 5-star rating.
They get if I could give them a 10, they would get a 10. But you're not able to do that.
Very nice. Very. It was a good experience.
It really was. We went out in the mornings before breakfast, and you can let them know what time you'd want breakfast, and usually we would eat about 8:30 or 8. So we go sit on the front porch a little bit and just look out there. And
I drank coffee.
He'd drink coffee, and then Tony would bring us little cappuccino shots, and they were so good because that's about all that Miss Lori really drinks when it comes to coffee.
Little bitty
cappuccino, and they were good. So thank you, Tony. It was really good. I want to thank both of them for just really making our experience really, really good, because we were, we was away from home. We're not used to doing that. And then, to top it off, when you finally meet somebody in person and they're just like family to you. And
She always said you was her sister.
yeah, so everything just went real well. So we had a good time. So that was our trip to Kentucky, and it was wonderful. And we will be going back. But we just want to share that with you a little bit, and some of the things we done and we seen, but most of the time it was just spent with our friends, and that's what we went for. So maybe we'll go back in the fall, or something like that. They're supposed to have a big festival, Amish festival or something.
Steam-powered equipment.
Yeah. So I'd like to see that. So hopefully we can go back then, maybe. Starting to get... The sun was right behind us. It was shining right in the camera. I had to move the camera around.
7 o'clock or so, isn't it? I see the moon up there.
I see it. It's quiet out here, though. The garden's really, really growing, y'all. But I'm really having to.
Water.
Yeah, and I'm having Teddy and the bear with squirrels. Maybe a little chipmunk eating all the leaves of my squash plants and my pumpkin plants. So I've had to. Let's see. I've done several things. I've scattered out cayenne pepper. I've done crushed red pepper all over around everything. I even mixed up some peppermint oil, and then in another bottle I mixed up some cinnamon oil in a spray bottle, and I have went around the whole perimeter, and I'll probably do it again tonight. And I think something's been in there eating a little bit on Danny's potato leaves on his potato plants.
I eat the tops out just like a deer does.
I mean, not all of them. It's not bad, but...
Well, they're done blooming, so...
But we've made it this far, but I just got to stay on top of it. I mean, we live in the woods. What do we expect, So even though we've got a fence around the main part of the garden...
Squirrels can climb over it, and it's not so tall that deer can't jump over it.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was or not, but it just looks suspicious. I'm surprised it didn't eat the peas or beans from the
I know. And I even took my cinnamon oil and sprayed around my green beans, and I even sprayed the top of them to keep whatever it was. Maybe because I was told by several people that it works in their garden using the real cinnamon oil that you find in where your extracts and all your... In fact, I found this over at Walmart in the cake baking section over there, where it has all the different wedding, if you're doing wedding cakes and stuff like that. The oil was over there, and it just took a couple drops in a pretty good sized bottle, and it's pretty stout, and I just went around the whole perimeter of the garden and started spraying. I don't know if that's what helped, but something did, and they don't like the peppermint either, or the cayenne pepper.
And us being gone wasn't helping much.
No.
Hank wasn't out running around. And
when Hank's here, I think him being around, of course, keeps the squirrel... Well, squirrels are everywhere, y'all. There's hundreds
I'm looking
of them.
at one right now.
There's hundreds of them.
They are thick.
Whatever it was, even crawled up. I had some sunflowers over here on the raised bed where I pulled my garlic. And they're just about, how tall would you say they are?
They're 3 foot.
3 foot tall. And, I mean, whatever it was able to climb up that skinny stalk and eat the leaves. And even the little bud that was fixing to make the sunflower head on it. And ate it. But, I don't know.
I'm sure it's squirrels.
I'm just going to replant them and hope for the best, I guess.
You got one big in here in front of us I ain't got a hold of yet.
You know what? I didn't plant that.
I come back.
That's a volunteer one. And that whole bed is full of just wildflowers. It's got yellow poppies in it. Everything you think of. I had bought a couple of packages of wildflower seeds, and I just threw them in there with zinnia seeds, and I think every one of them has come up.
Not to mention the one that got blowed out and coming up in the gravel.
Yeah, last year, this end of the this planter was full of dill. I plant a lot of dill because I pickle a lot. Well, it's self-seeded and self-seeded out here in the gravel. There's dill here. There's dill under our feet. There's dill plumb over there. I mean, you can look around. There's just little dill plants coming up.
Wildflowers coming up.
Coming up. This right here is bachelor buttons. I did not plant them there. They come up. See if I can see them. Do you see them? I can't see them. You see them?
Right in there.
Yeah, a big old wad of blue bachelor buttons. I didn't plant those. They self-seeded themselves from the other. There's a mullein plant right beside it right here, coming up. I didn't plant it. That's how your how well a lot of your plants and flowers will. They will self-seed themselves like that, and so.
I don't know how they get enough here to grow. We got this covered with.
I know. You see, there's I don't know if that's sunflower what coming up through my little bench out here, my wooden bench. So it's unreal. And I've got bachelor buttons that come up, self-seed themselves out there along the main garden. So they will do that and just start coming up everywhere. And Danny's favorite little flowers, the Johnny Jump Ups. That's his favorite little flower. They're coming up everywhere out here in the gravel. And
Uh-oh.
What, squirrel?
Baby rabbit. A baby rabbit.
Really? I've lost my shoe. But anyways, so it's just funny how these certain flowers and stuff do self-seed themselves, and they'll just come up everywhere. And it's just made, of course, I've got a lot of grass coming up too, and it's just done that in the last week. I've got to start pulling grass sometime or another. I'm not really that worried about it. It makes it look more natural with some of the grass coming up through, as long as it don't get too deep in grass. So I guess maybe we'll be digging potatoes in July.
I would say so.
I've been picking some green peas, but not. There was about 2 handfuls that were ready to pick, but my vines are full of green peas. They're just not. They're not developed enough yet to pick them all. And then there's still a bunch of blooms left on them.
Pea ain't big enough, is it?
Mm-mm. So it takes a little while for that pea to get big enough. And the tomatoes and tomatillos and green beans and okra and squash and everything's looking pretty good. I just got to stay out here and be diligent with it and keep it watered
Keep
and
the critters run off.
fertilized and do my best to keep the critters run off from it. So anyways, we just wanted to share our trip to Kentucky because it meant a lot to us and we had a good time. We wanted to share our experience with the bed and breakfast.
There's people been from all over the world have been there. From Australia, from UK, California, Alaska, Hawaii. They have inside the room there, they have a map when they give you a pin and you put a pin where you're from when you stay there. And it's unreal how many people have stayed there. But in the last, I think they said they've been there 9 years.
It was unreal to me how many people stayed there from the UK. I guess I don't know if they were traveling through Kentucky or was coming to see Kentucky. But there were several from the UK and I don't know, just different places. So, but it does. If I could give it a 10.
And we were the third one from Arkansas. There's not been very many people from Arkansas stay there.
So if you're from Arkansas and you want to do a little bit of traveling in Kentucky, go see Sharon Tony. And I'm going to leave their link down below in the description box where everything else is. My recipe and everything else is down there.
They do a lot of traveling too.
They do. And they are very, very good cooks. Very good cooks. In fact, Sharon's won all kinds of blue ribbons and stuff for her jams and jellies and different things that she does.
And they've been best of B&B for 23 and 24 and
25.
in the state of Kentucky.
And I have to say this, my friend Laura is a very good cook too.
Absolutely.
In fact, she sent some food home with us and we ate it the other night. The rest of it is so good. So thank you, Laura and Rob, for letting us into your home and being so kind to us. But, you know, and it's like the lady at the bed and breakfast, Sharon, she said, y'all come here as guests. And I said, but we leave here as friends. And she said, yes. So that's what I say about when we went to Laura and Rob's. We went there as their guests. And, of course, we were friends before. But we left so much more than friends. We'll be close for a long time. And we'll go see them when we can. So anyways, we're going to get off here for we're here in the dark.
It's going to be dark, ain't it?
Yeah.
Probably long enough.
So we hope that y'all have had a good Memorial weekend and Memorial Day. And
remember what the weekend's all about.
It's for remembering all the fallen soldiers and everybody that has fought sacrificed and fought so hard for us.
So we could go to Kentucky, right?
That's right. So I hope y'all all made a good, safe weekend. And I didn't want to put this video out till today because, you know, I wanted to get through Memorial Day and all that stuff and then upload the video. But we'll be back with you. I've had some people think that we've not been around for a couple of weeks, and I'm sorry about that. I told them, I said, yeah, we put out at least 1 to 2 videos every single week. So, I don't know. You're just not getting the notifications. That's all I know. And a lot of them have come back and said, no, we're not. And they had to go back and see why. See, it just continues to happen. I'm sorry about that. But just know, if you're watching me right now, that we do put out 1 to 2 videos every week. And we're still here with you. So anyways, we're going to let y'all go. And we're going to go in the house and
maybe eat
some supper, maybe. Eat some leftover beans and some homemade bread or cornbread or something with it. And I think there's some leftover pork chops too. Even some fried potatoes. But we'll let y'all go, and we'll see y'all in a few days. Y'all have a good, safe week. And is there anything that we left out?
I'm sure.
I'm sure there was. I'm sorry if there was. Yeah, the gardens are coming on strong, so it won't be long. We'll all be canning and putting stuff in the freezer and stuff like that. So we're going to let y'all go. Remember how much we love you. But especially how much God loves you. And we'll see y'all.
Take care and God bless.
God bless.